Hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you folks here. I hope everyone's doing well. Chanley, good to see you. Dora, Fatima. Great to see you guys. We'll wait a minute for everybody to come in. How's everybody doing? Me? I'm scruffy and I'm dirty. I need a shower. I've been moving things all weekend. Moving. So I'm lucky I'm sitting here right now. Hi, Lucy. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. But it's been a good weekend. It feels good to purge, too. We've been getting rid of a lot of stuff. We had a big yard sale yesterday, which helped us get rid of a bunch more stuff. Thank you. Yes, I'm not as nasally and I'm not coughing as nearly as much. I do have a little cough generally, though, especially when, allergies. It feels good to purge. Yes, Chanley. Okay, I just saw the notification. Today is Palm Sunday. Yes, I know. Haven't really had time to observe anything right now except how to get all my stuff into boxes and moved out of my house. I have 1 week from tomorrow. Yeah. And Dorella, good to see you. And blessings to all of you who celebrate Palm Sunday. I guess I'm kind of a fallen Catholic. Look how scruffy I look with my hair. I've been running. It's been windy out. So, yes, I can do it. Yep, I can do it. Indeed. You don't want to see what's all around me. There's like boxes and trash and stuff. You're a Buddhist. I'd like to study Buddhism. Yeah. We have a few Buddhist temples here in town. Yeah. I feel like there's something you can take from all religions, but there's a lot you can leave from most religions, if you know what I mean. Hi, Daliel. So good to see you guys. Really good to see you. I'll talk a little bit about what's happening around here in Colorado. It has been, holy moly, it has been so hot. We broke a record yesterday. I think we reached 85. I don't know what that would be, but I think it would be, let's see. I'm going to find out what it is. 85 degrees. Okay, that's probably, almost 30 degrees. It was hot yesterday. Hot. Too hot. I mean, very unusual for us. Very unusual. In the 40s, Chanley? Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, our temperature is changing right now, and I can feel cooler weather coming in. You want that hot weather? I like summer, but I don't like the idea that I have to turn my air conditioning on in April. In Denver, Colorado. Yeah, and I heard that you guys may be getting more rain in the kind of east of here. Rainy in New York City. It's been a really rainy time. It's been a rainy time for the East Coast, I should say. We would like your rain, please. Colorado is a high desert. Yeah, it gets really dry here. We tend to be in drought most of the time. So anyway, it was a really hot weekend. We had a big yard sale. Okay, 52 Fahrenheit in whatever part of Canada. Are you in Alberta? No, I don't know where you are. Ontario? Fatima? Yeah. That's nice for you for your temperatures, isn't it? In Canada. Yeah. Toronto. I'd like to go to Toronto. Big city. Anyway, so super warm. We're breaking records. It's going to be back into the seasonable 70s. I think Henry's out in the hallway. Hold on a sec. I'll see if I will let him in. Hi, come on. He wants to join me. He's going to bark to leave. I'll leave it a little gap, a little open. Okay. So, Toronto is so clean. Yeah, I was just talking about that in our city. In Denver, there's so many nice things about the city, but they've had budget problems and, all kinds of things. And I just feel like there's trash everywhere. Like, I wish we would clean up our city a little bit better. Anyway, so moving and like I said, the moving trucks come the day after Easter, next Monday. And so just doing all the things. Hi, Lynn LeClaire. Good to see you. I have to tell you guys, while we're waiting for people to come in, I was working at a psychic fair yesterday. Like, of all things, we're doing the yard sale, and then I had to leave and go work at this fair, which is really fun. I enjoy it, but it was inopportune time. My poor husband, he had to do all the work, and it was a busy day because of the weather. But I had my first couple that came and sat at the table was this really sweet little elderly couple. I don't know, at least in their mid-70s, older couple. And they were talking about, they had some questions for me and wanted to know about a few things. And interestingly, as they're talking, they start describing where they live, which is south of where I am in Denver. Hi, Polly. And they were describing some just weird energy in the area where they live, and some crazy behavior from their neighbors and the dogs and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, as they're talking, I was like, this place sounds really familiar. And they live in this really beautiful area that it's a former ranch, and I cannot remember the name, except that when they described it, I remember hearing about it just a couple weeks ago on a podcast, on the Jeff Mara podcast. A lady who grew up in Colorado and still lives in Colorado grew up on this particular ranch that they had dubbed Colorado's Skinwalker Ranch. So many of you may have watched the Skinwalker Ranch on series on Netflix about, the portals there and the UAP activity. And, they had a lot of mutilations, things like that. Anyway, this couple lives on that same ranch where this young lady that was on Jeff Mara's podcast. And she is now, by the way, the president of the Rocky Mountain chapter of MUFON, which studies, Henry's hair scratching. Anyway, that studies UAPs and, holds conferences. Hi, Joyful. Good to see you. Kel 6. I think that was a typo, but I like it. Anyway, so I thought that was so interesting because it just, so I mentioned that to this sweet older gentleman, and I said, I've heard about that place because of its ET activity. And he goes, oh, you want to see ET activity? And he gets out his phone and he shows me video after video that he takes from his back porch. And his house backs right up to this really spectacular canyon. It's just a sharp canyon where a lot of people hike and bike and things, south of Denver. And oh my gosh, I mean, one video was this giant glowing ball that you could see behind, off in the distance, like behind the trees behind his house. And you could just see it sinking into the canyon. It was crazy. And another one where all these they always get these very crazy cloud formations, which I think they get at Skinwalker Ranch as well. And he says he sees these things just drop out of the clouds like black craft or something and go right into the canyon. And he showed me a video of that too. So anyway, thanks for letting me share that story. But oh my gosh, it was so fascinating. So fascinating. And if I think they love living there, except they have this horrible neighbor, so they have to move, unfortunately. So that's my story. I just thought that was the coolest thing. So cool. And not a coincidence, of course, that I had just heard about this place. This whatever ranch it was that's here south of Denver. And this is a national broadcast that I heard this on. So these people come walking in, and I was like, it's no coincidence you're sitting at my table because I know about this place. So, all right. So Lynn says, we have a monthly neighborhood cleanup because my neighborhood urban center in LA is so trashy. You know what? I want to start doing that too. We have the same thing because I'm very urban here, and I'm about, I don't know, 4 or 5 blocks away from a really, I don't know, edgy part of town, I guess. But there's a lot of drug activity over there. I feel safe. But that's how you said, I love it here. I feel safe and I love this area, but with the good comes the bad. So we should do that too. That's a great idea. I always forget when I'm out walking, and I walk a lot, I want to grab a trash bag and carry it with me and just pick up this stuff. So, hi, Gina. Nice to see you. Yes, that was really amazing. Really amazing, sweet little couple. And I was so excited. I wish I had thought to have him send me the video because it was just, wow. It was so cool. And 30 minutes south of me. Okay. And hi, Gina. Yes, we're moving next. Moving ban comes a week from Monday. So a week away, day after Easter. So I wanted to mention that if you haven't seen my dowsing rods live stream that I did last Wednesday on April 9th, please take a look because there was lots of good scoop on world events, and including the tariffs and the president that we love to hate. No, we don't hate anyone, do we? Oh, no. I've got stuff blowing all over here because the wind's going crazy. All right. Anyway, yes, the cool wind's coming in after this hot weekend. Yeah, it was fascinating. And it's going fine, Gina. It's just, packing constantly, waking up, thinking, what do I need to put in boxes? But I think we're making good progress. We're letting them do the big stuff. But, it's all the small stuff that takes forever. It's all that small stuff that takes the longest. And you think you've made progress, and you open a drawer and you're like, oh my gosh. Well, so I'll get there. It will happen one way or the other. We close on this house on the 24th. So we still have a little bit of time after the moving van to come clean out. So I want to wish all of my Aries friends, April birthdays, babies, a happy birthday. And we will be entering the Taurus season this week. So happy birthday to you too. Do something special for yourself. As I always say, pamper yourself. If no one else will, pamper yourself, right? Go get that massage, or just, eat what you want and do the things that make you feel good. I want to remind you too, when I talk about the birthdays, especially in relation to the TarotScopes, this is our night that we do weekly TarotScopes and we talk about the zodiac, that when we think of our birthdays, let's remind ourselves that we come here at specific times to achieve certain or learn certain lessons in our life, right? We're all I believe, and I believe many people here believe, that we're each a unique spark of source. And we come down here to gain the knowledge and the lessons of that duality that we have here on this planet. And that's why we come on that specific day at that specific time, because we are in a very grand geometric plan, right? It's sacred geometry. And that's what brings all the beautiful diversity and richness to this planet. So happy birthday. Really celebrate you for who you are and why you've come. Okay. So, and I wanted to talk a little bit more. We had some big stuff happen this weekend. Now that Venus is no longer retrograde, all the planets are moving direct. Venus is still sitting still for a little bit. Takes a little bit for it to start moving forward, but it is no longer considered retrograde. And that means that the brakes are off and we'll feel a lot more forward momentum in our lives, including money, love, communications, and every area right now, because Mercury just moved forward last week. And we have to check our own personal charts to see which houses those planets fall in for you. Oh, I hear my son just showed up and downstairs. I will close the door. Okay. So my son and his girlfriend Jess are here. They're dropping in to pick some things up. She's the one from England. Yes. So, where was I? I was going to say, make sure you check your own chart to see which houses the planets fall in. These planets bring significance, but we each, when I give you this general information, it's for all of us, but it's really talking about what signs those planets are in, which affects us all. But then the next layer of the onion is that those planetary changes and aspects occur in the unique houses for each of us, depending on our own birth chart. So for instance, if Venus is currently in your 7th house, that will affect relationships and partnerships. 10th house is career, reputation, things like that. So I say I'm not an expert, and I am not by any means, but these are the important things to understand, that it's not just sign of the zodiac, but what house is being impacted. And the houses are unique to each of us separately. Okay. All right. Soapbox over. So, and to find your own birth chart, if you don't know, actually what I recommend is you find your transit chart. I like to use astro-seek.com. But there are many, many free websites you can do that. Calculate my astrological transits is what you might want to key in. And then you see an inner ring, which is your birth chart you see where the planets were at the time of your birth. And then you see the outer ring, which is where the planets are impacting you now. Okay. You probably all know this already, but I know there was a time when I didn't understand this, and it's complex. And there's John. John's here. Hi, Liz Reeves. How are you? Liz, go back to the beginning of this, and there's a little story I told about some UAP activity south of Denver. I met a couple who have video evidence of this. Okay. And so right now we still have this tight conjunction between Saturn, Venus, the North Node, and they're all in Pisces between 24 and 26 degrees. So that's a pretty tight conjunction. They're activating each other's energy. And Neptune is right there too, although it's just tiptoed into Aries. So, hi, Gina Fish. How are you? Yes, go back to the beginning. Listen to my little UAP story. It was very cool. Okay. I am fascinated. And so how does that impact us? The North Node points to our future, right? Where we're headed, what our goal is, what our life's purpose is. And the global North Node is now in Aries, which is an action sign. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So that's really nice. It's kind of like finally pointing us into that new energy, the new starts, which I feel like we've all, been holding our breath for so long. And we may be for a little while too. Politics aside. And Venus brings blessings into our lives. And Saturn brings a sense of permanence. So when Venus and Saturn are bringing these blessings, Venus is bringing the blessings. Saturn is helping it, have that longevity, right? It's helping us review things to make sure we do it the right way. This is really, really nice synergy to usher in the new era, where we're headed, near that north node, right? And again, all of these bodies, like I said, are in Pisces for a bit longer. Here they accumulate and assimilate the energy of the entire zodiac, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and they pick up bits and pieces of the entire zodiac. And then they move into Aries. New starts, new beginnings, action, moving forward with purpose. Hi, Margaret T. Good to see you. And yes, and then Saturn will, so I just want to let you know, Venus will move into Aries by the end of this month, okay, now that it's moving forward. And Saturn will move into Aries on May 5th of next year, of 2026. So really, really big changes. And also, I've mentioned this a few times, but I think later around in July, Neptune and Saturn will be conjunct. We're already in the orb of conjunction, but that conjunction will be exact. They will be sitting together in the sky, at the same place in the sky, which is kind of a once in a lifetime thing. Very, very impactful for our spiritual growth, our creativity, are really kind of lighting up our intuition. Very, very nice aspect. Okay. And hi, the Space Cowboy. Good to see you. Hi. I like that. Yeah, Gina Fish, go back to, like I said, anybody who didn't come here in early, go back and see my little intro about the couple who live here in Colorado, who told me all about their little, their daily experience really with the UAPs and stuff. Very cool. So another thing, we continue with that crazy solar activity because we are in the heart of solar cycle 25, where the sun's energy picks up and changes and the poles shift on the sun. And it is doing a really good performance for us, and we feel it in our bodies and our energetic fields. We have another blast, apparently, of solar energy, of geomagnetic energy about to hit Earth directly. So check out Stefan Burns' channel, Stefan Burns, Burns. He's very interesting. He gets a little nerdy and geeky, but he's a geophysicist. But he lets us know when, we can correlate, like, why am I feeling so tired? Why are my joints aching? Why do I have ringing in my ears? Whatever it may be, you can tell. You can check with him, and he tells us when some solar activity is really lighting up. Hi, Viviani. Does everybody watch Viviani on with John? How does he pronounce it? Binny? It's really fun. They do Akashic Records readings and healing. It's really nice. Go check it out. Thank you, Gina. Yeah, I'm not doing personal readings on Sunday night. I do those on Friday nights, but thank you. Anyway, so let me introduce myself. I know all of you here in the chat know me, but those who are joining us later or who are lurking, I'm Kelly S., the Mystic Next Door, and thank you so much for joining me. I have live streams Sunday night for the weekly TarotScopes. I have a live stream for personal readings on Friday evenings. So join me for those. And then I do occasional collabs with folks. I've been saying this for a while, but I really want to start interviewing some other people about their spiritual journeys. And I also do occasional dowsing rod sessions, as I did last Wednesday. Please check it out. Those are usually political and current events energy. Okay, thank you so much for letting me yap. Now I'm going to talk about what's happening right now astrologically this week. Okay, so as I said, we just had this, well, I didn't say this, but we just had that beautiful full moon in Libra on Saturday. Yesterday, they call it the pink moon. And I think that's because of all the beautiful flowers and things that are coming up here in the Northern Hemisphere for spring. Did everybody do their full moon rituals? I have to admit, I may have fallen asleep and didn't do it, but I did it mentally. Does that count? Okay. I'm so busy with the moving and stuff that I was just exhausted yesterday. Yes, Gina Fish says it's going to make us Libra risings more emotional. Yeah. And those of us who are Libra suns too. Libra anything. If you have a lot of Libra in your chart, you're going to feel it because the moon is related to emotionality and a little anxiety, tension. But full moons also bring culminations. They bring things to fruition. Yes. Oh, good. Viviani said, true. We can still do the full moon ritual. That is true. Yes. And you can put in the chat what things you do. I do. I do make my moon water. Excuse me. I set some water out in the moonlight and I put something over it so I don't collect bugs or anything like that. And I'll put like words, like Dr. Emoto, I'll write intentions and put it right underneath my glass. So it kind of collects that energy from the moon and into my water, and I'll drink it in the morning, or I'll make a spray and add essential oils to it as well. And also it's a really good time to cleanse your crystals and, I'll do all the things. Okay, Viviani says, I'd like to write a list of all that I wish to release and burn it. That's a great idea, especially at the full moon, right? So anything that you want to release and anything, you can even talk about what you want to attract. That's usually new moon energy, but either one works, right? I love it. And it's very significant that this full moon was in Libra because it's on the very same day Venus, which is the ruler of Libra, moved out of its retrograde that I talked about earlier here. Venus, the planet of love, money, and beauty, has basically had all of its restrictions removed, and it's starting to move forward. It does take a few more weeks, right? But you will feel for a few more weeks while it's still sort of in this stationary position. When a planet is sitting still for a second, from our perspective here on Earth, it creates an intensity, right? That intensity picks up so it's just sort of sitting. It's like holding a magnifying glass to a piece of paper for a certain time, and eventually it's going to burn. It brings intensity to that area of your life that this is happening. So look at your chart and see where this was happening, what house, right? Like I was saying before, check out the houses and see what their significance is and how Venus brings blessings or intensity to your life. Okay. But what they're also, I just want to say one more thing about that. Venus is being called, because of where it is in the sky, it's being called the morning star. So many of us may see it come up in the morning when it's still dark, like it'll be right on the horizon coming up. And it's so symbolic because this is a new dawn bringing blessings to a new day, and it's a very, very nice energy. Okay. Yes, Odelia was cleaning her pendulums. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I do that too. I'm not really doing it right now because I'm packing everything for our move next week. So I don't want to lose things by setting them out in my yard and leaving them. Okay, so this week, what do we have for this week? For the week of April 14th through the 20th, Mercury will enter Aries tomorrow. So another new beginning, because Aries is that first sign of the zodiac. Aries brings that energy of action to our communications, technology, and thoughts, right? So now we may want to act on our ideas and talk to those, that boss, or have the conversations that we've been holding back on that are so important. And double check to make sure that hold on, I'm reading the wrong card. Mercury, by the way, too, is at home in Aries, right? There, it's very comfortable because Mercury is an active sign and Aries is about action. So if you've got a lot of Gemini, who Mercury rules, you may feel really pushed forward right now. You've got a lot of Gemini in your chart. Wednesday, the 16th, Mercury will be conjunct Neptune. They will appear to kiss in the sky. The next day, this is the next day after Mercury enters Aries, right? Neptune just entered Aries, so it makes sense that they would actually kind of encounter one another. So watch your dreams and allow the creativity to flow at this time, because Neptune rules creativity. It rules spirituality. So talking to your guides, talking to your higher self, those kinds of things. But just be sure to double check and make sure that your thoughts are clear and not clouded somehow, as Neptune can take us into a state of unreality if we don't watch it. Okay. Thursday this week, Mars enters Leo. And this is really good news. Mars went into retrograde last fall, and it was in Leo at first, but then it tiptoed back into Cancer, where it's considered to be in its fall. So it's been in Cancer for a while now. But Mars is really, really happy to be in Leo. It's not so happy to be in Cancer, right? Cancer is kind of like hunkering in with a cup of tea and watching the children play, or cooking dinner, or, puttering around in the garden. And Mars is like, I want to go, jump on a dirt bike and just go, right? Mars is all about action, 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 right? And it can be a little aggressive, yes, but when it excuse me, when it moves into Leo, which is playful energy, it's a little bit theatrical. Does that make sense? Yes. Gregarious. Mars it's all systems go for Mars. So this is really nice energy, and we've been waiting for this, right? We do have to just make sure that we keep the energy positive, right? Because Mars can be a little aggressive, but I think Leo's fun-loving side will tamp that down. Okay. Saturday, the 19th this week, the sun will enter Taurus. So happy birthday, Taurus babies. Very, very happy birthday to you. This is the sign that helps us to recognize and enjoy the good things in life. Taurus loves the good things in life, the fine wine, the good food, the earthly pleasures, the money. Being the first earth sign of the zodiac, it also connects us with our sense of grounding, right? Earthly grounding, and an appreciation for soil, crops, planting trees and plants and all living things, right? So when the sun's there, it really kind of brings this to life. And it's no wonder that we celebrate Earth Day in the sign of Taurus, April 22nd. So go plant. This is a good time to start planting a garden or get out in nature, right? Okay. Taurus will give it that little extra kiss. Sunday the 20th, the last day that we're going to look at this week is, let's see, on Sunday, Venus, we have three aspects to talk about. Venus will form a lovely sextile with Uranus. Uranus brings change, right? And this aspect urges us to seek excitement with new ways to enjoy our love relationships, our friendships. And it could also bring surprise money into our pocket, perhaps a tax refund, or even just finding a $20 bill in your pocket, right? Surprises. Uranus brings those surprises and breakthroughs. Okay, and so this is really nice considering Venus is now moving forward in the sky. The same day, Mercury will form a lovely sextile with Pluto, and this brings depth to our thoughts and our ideas right now. So you may find yourself in intense conversations, and it may bring a seriousness to your thinking. Oh, thank you, Viviani. I will take all the luck I can get with this move. Okay, and so that's that intensity. And then the final aspect I want to talk about on next Sunday on the 20th is the sun will form a square, which is friction with Mars, right? This is a clash of energies, and it may make us quick to anger and resentment. This is inner conflicts as well, so watch your tendency to drift in that direction. But because the sun moves quickly and it will move out of that square with Mars fairly quickly, remind yourself that this too shall pass, right? But I'm curious, there has been some talk about April 20th in terms of some politics. I'm not going to go into it right now. I'm curious what that will bring. Okay. I'll let you connect the dots. Okay, so now on to our weekly TarotScopes for the week of April 14th to 20th. Please remember that these are general readings for your sun, rising, and moon signs, or for any planet that you want a reading on. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. And remember to see your unique birth charts to find more messages for your particular situation. I begin on a different sign each week, and yay, we're starting with Taurus. And Taurus, of course, is beginning this week, so how appropriate. And I'm using this beautiful Ethereal Visions Tarot. Okay. As usual, I ask 4 questions. I ask, hold on a second. Let me move there we go. Okay, so what is the energy of the week? What are the cautions, or what should I be aware of this week? What action should I take? And what does Spirit want me to know this week? 4 cards for each of those. Gina Fish says, I haven't watched the dowsing rod video yet. Yes. I think we did ask about 420. Take a look. I'm going to have to go watch it again myself. It kind of went sort of fast. Okay, so we're starting with Taurus. Do we have any Taurus in the house? Let me take a sip of water. Like I said, I apologize for my appearance. I've been out running around, just moving and packing and hauling boxes and all the things. Okay, Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? And before we get started, I've said this a few times. Go back to the beginning if you haven't seen my messages about the UAP. I just thought it was super interesting. Okay, Taurus. I've got a reversal. Remember, I don't read reversals too often, so I don't know how that card got flipped, but we'll read it that way because that's how it came out. Okay, Taurus. So the energy of the week for you is the Lovers. Yes, this is the coming together. This is the community. If it's not actually your love life. Sorry, my mouth isn't working right now. This could be about coming together with others in communion. This could be work related, like bringing your energy together, signing contracts, that sort of energy. Or it's just plain and simply love, which makes sense since Venus is now moving forward. Liz, it's near University of Denver. Yeah, it's not far from where I am right now. So that's kind of our old neighborhood, and we're excited to be back. So the second card about the cautions of the week, or what should we be aware of, is the 10 of Cups reversed. This is always considered to be the happy family card. So in this regard, when it comes out reverse, it's telling us, there might be some friction within the family that you might want to be aware of. If it's not family directly, it may be just about your general happiness and enjoyment in life. Might be a little bit, the energy might be a little low there this week. That's what you should be aware of this week. And look at this, your second major arcana card. I mean, 10 of Cups is a pretty big deal too. But the major arcana, the second major arcana after the Lovers this week, what action should I take? The Empress. This is the card of abundance. This is the card of like really kind of living, fulfilling all of your dreams and making things come true. It's possibility and hope. It's saying take action on those hopes and dreams in your life, because this is good energy to actually put those changes into your life. Okay. Start that new action. And especially in Aries, it's a really good time. And look at this. What does Spirit want me to know this week? This is the Ace of Swords, is the sword of truth. You are going to be coming into the truth. Sorry, it's very, I see this shimmeriness. You're coming into your truth right now, and you will know the truth. There maybe have been some cloudy energy for you before, and now you're going to really know which direction to take. I love that you also had the Lovers here, so perhaps this is in your love life or career, like forming a partnership. But this looks like really nice energy for you, Taurus. Gosh, I hate when I sit down and I look so scruffy. But I did it anyway. I mean, I was literally just hauling boxes. John did most. He's done much more than I have. I will admit it. I've been packing more than he's been hauling. Okay. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini. Okay. Like I said, Gemini, that Mercury moving into Aries is really nice for Gemini as well. Mercury is your ruler. Okay. Margaret D, Gemini in the house. Nice. There's John. Oh my gosh. What? This is that Venus energy. Look what came out first again for you, Gemini, the Lovers. Woohoo. Hey, John. All right. The Lovers card, I will repeat, the energy of the week is going to be all about, I just want to say it's about really kind of lovely energy of coming together, camaraderie, love, common ground, really kind of feeling the feels with other people. Hi, Craig Dixon. Very, very nice. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. He says, you are funny. Okay. What are the cautions? What should you be aware of this week? The Knight of Wands. Excuse me, the Knight of Wands can be a little bit aggressive, a little bit warlike, a little like things kind of rushing in, taking action, maybe a little too aggressively. So just take care to really make sure that whatever actions you're taking right now, you're not being impulsive, you're not being a little too hasty. So that's the caution for the week. The action this week is Four of Pentacles. This is perhaps saying you should save your money, be frugal, really kind of sit on your resources a little bit right now, and make sure that you're I would never say be stingy. This is not saying to be stingy, but this is just saying be cautious with your health and your wealth. Okay. And what does Spirit want me to know? Look at this. It's interesting that they're saying be cautious with your money or with your health and wealth, because then we get the King of Pentacles, which is all about being, the richest king. And this guy has the capacity to be generous with all those in his kingdom, right? Kind. He can live a life of luxury. So what I feel like when we have these two cards together, it's saying you can still live abundantly without, buying the Rolls Royce or, having, ordering the lobster. You can have abundance in many, many ways. Okay. Don't lift too many boxes, John. John, right before I came up here to my office, John was like, oh my God, my back really hurts. He has been lifting so much. So I feel bad. You can have abundance in friends and love. You can have abundance in every area of your life, right? You know that saying, right? What we, how do I say it? I'm going to say it wrong, but what we focus on is what we experience, right? So if we focus on the fact that, maybe we feel like we don't have the money to do the things that we want to do, that's going to be our experience. If you look at the positive side and the good things that are abundant in your life, then that's what you're going to experience. Yes, he's just been lifting too many boxes. Little Advil. John's strong. He's strong. He's fit. He'll be good. But thankfully we have movers coming next week for all the big stuff. And maybe we've been moving a little too much stuff. We might want to lay off a little bit. Okay. We're moving on to Cancer. Cancer. What do we have for Cancer? Any of my fellow Cancers here? I am a Cancer rising. Oh, piano. Yeah, we're not moving the piano. No. Oh my gosh. Whoa, Cancer. Yikes. Okay. Look what you start with, Cancer. We got a lot of major arcana this week. I think this is going to be a very big week with all of those astrological aspects we talked about. Liz, you and me both. Cancer rising. Okay. We start. The energy of the week is the Death card. Change. Yeah, we're moving. That's change. Okay. I'm feeling that. Feeling that big time. But this is Andorra. Hi, SR. Go back and watch Taurus. And hi, Teresa White. Nice to see you. So the Death card talks about big changes coming, transformational changes. But when I look at the other cards in your spread, these are going to be, I think the Death always brings change for the better, but I think it's going to be a good week for you. This is going to be a really well-needed change. What are the cautions, or what should you be aware of this week? The Truth, the Sword of Truth. This is, again, new starts in a truthful new area. The Death brings new starts. Aces bring new starts. And this is really kind of asking you to look at your life, look at what you want, look at the truth for you and what areas you want to move in. And the actions you should take this week. The Knight of Cups. This is the offer. Maybe you are receiving an offer. Should you take it? Should you accept it? Or proposals. It could be a love situation. It could be a job offer. Some people call this the false night. I don't feel like I don't see it that way. What action should you take? Maybe you should make the offer to someone else. Ask someone out for a cup of coffee or dinner or whatever it may be, but make that move. This is really kind and gentle energy. And what does Spirit want you to know? The King of Wands is saying you are competent, you are strong, you can take action, you can do anything you want. This is a really gregarious king, so this is actually somebody who really moves forward with the, I'm going to say the word again, the confidence in knowing that they can do whatever they want to do. This is fire energy, passion. Okay. On to Leo. Remember that Mars is entering Leo this week, and it'll stay there for a little while. Really, really nice energy. And so Mars is, for all of those who have Leo in their charts, I have a Leo moon. John is a Leo rising, I know. Anybody else have Leo in their charts? This is really nice energy for you. This is going to give you the push that you need to kind of get things done. Excuse me, in areas of your life that maybe have been stagnating for a little bit. Okay. And that will happen, I think, on Thursday. What day of the week is that? We can check that. Go back and look. Okay. Leo. Ooh. I like the cards this week, guys. I really do. It feels like a great week. Okay. Look at this. You get the 3 of Cups. The energy of the week is celebrate. It's time to celebrate. That's that Mars in Leo energy, right? Get together with your friends and your family and really just kind of have a nice, lovely time. Very nice. What are the cautions this week? The Queen of Wands, right? I don't know if this is much of a caution. But it is saying you're just like the King of Wands that we just saw. This is very competent energy. This is the business, the entrepreneur, the businesswoman, the fiery, passionate woman. This is also taking really kind of the creative energy, like passionate, creative energy. So take advantage of that right now. What action should I take? This is the Page of Swords. Oh, hold on a quick second. The page of, I'm going to just finish this. Page of Swords says, go learn something new ideas, and put those new ideas, new thoughts into motion. Again, new energy. And Spirit wants you to know that the Knight of Swords, this is another really fast energy coming forward. Something's moving forward really quickly in your life. It's interesting that you should get both the Page and the Knight of Swords. So you're really putting those ideas into motion now, Leo. Now that you have Mars in your sign, very interesting. Okay, I have to check something really quickly because I think somebody was coming to the... Oh, where is it? Never mind. This is a Facebook Marketplace thing. Somebody's been blowing up my phone. Okay. All right. Thank you, Leo. On to Virgo. Remember, our South Node is in Virgo for the next 15, 16 months or so. North Node is in Pisces. This is asking us what we need to let go, right? Of those Virgo traits that we need to let go. Maybe you're a little bit too rigid with, the order in your life. Maybe we need to let a little bit of that up. Maybe you're always busy taking care of everybody else, and we need to let go of that too. We need to look at ourselves a little bit. Okay. Virgo. And that's Fatima. Okay, good. Mystic Shining. Nice to see you. We are getting such big cards this week. Okay. What do I need to know this week? What's the energy this week? It's the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Slow and steady wins the race, Virgo, right? And I think that's perfect for Virgo. Viviani, you're Virgo too. Virgos like to cross their T's and dot their I's and double check and really kind of do things in a structured, orderly way, right? Knight of Pentacles also likes to do that. So it's really strong in your energy. Pentacles are earth energy. You are an earth sign. So this is just acknowledging who you are and what you're good at. What are the cautions this week? So the Page of Swords is saying it can sometimes be very impulsive and erratic. They want to just kind of jump on their ideas and just do them right out of the gate without really thinking about it. The caution is, and this is not very, again, this kind of goes with this Knight of Pentacles about the slow and steady. They're saying pump the brakes. Take a moment to make sure that you're not gonna, you're not gonna go through the red light, or you're not gonna, step on the rake in the yard. Like really watch your P's and Q's. Okay. What action should I take this week? The moon. There's this saying, tap into your deep hidden energy. I want to actually just pull up what does Spirit want you to know too, because these go together. You get the Hermit and the moon. I'm sorry, these are so reflective. I love these cards, but they are a little bit hard to work with because they're hard to see. But the moon energy is about what's hidden and taking a look. Action should I take? Look at what's deep down in you and why you are feeling the way that you're feeling, what you want to do, what you're trying to do. Also tap into your intuition. And the Hermit does the same thing. The Hermit is saying, dig deep, look deep into your heart, look to your higher self, look to your spirit guides, for answers on what you need to know as you're moving forward into this next season. Okay. That felt like a very Virgo reading. Oh, Odelia. Odelia, are you super, super, super organized? Curious. I bet Viviani is. And are you too, Fatima? Yeah, they are beautiful cards. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to our Libra friends. What did we just say? We just had the full moon in Libra, activating your energy with Venus moving forward right now. Are you a little bit, Fatima? I'm a little bit kind of scattered and all over the place. Can you tell? I don't know. I do have a stellium in Virgo. That means I have 3 planets in Virgo. So I guess there are some aspects of me that really like to be, I'm not fastidious like around my house, but there's some things I'm pretty organized with. Okay. Liz says, I wish my hubby was, I got robbed. Oh no. Is he Virgo? Oh, you have a Gemini moon, Viviani. Okay. Yes, you're a thinker. And ascendant in Pisces. Ooh, I can see that for you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Libra, you got all major arcana this week. Wow. Okay. Where do we start? The energy of the week is the Hanged Man. This is a timing card. This feels like we're maybe a little bit paused right now. Oh, Fatima says you get upset when people move stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is a timing card. Like I said, this is a time to take a moment for reflection, to see things from a new angle. In my life, what would that be as I'm moving? Maybe I'm moving a little too fast and not being as organized as I should be with this move, or really just need to take a rest so I don't burn myself out. Okay. The caution for the week, what you should be aware of, Libra, is the Hermit again. This makes sense, as I said. Take a beat, take a moment, be by yourself, really kind of tune into your own energy so that you can get those messages that you really need to know where to move forward so you don't make a mistake, right? And look at this. What action should I take? The World. Okay, so what this is just saying is prepare yourself, because everything's about to change for you. Big endings and big beginnings for you. Makes sense for me, moving houses, right? I'm also about to go into my summer camp season as a Libra, so I'm very aware of this. But what is that for you, the other Libras out there? Okay, the World card. So our fourth major arcana for Libra for this week is the Empress card. This is what Spirit wants you to know. And this is all about abundance and living the great life, really kind of manifesting the possibilities and the hope for a future. Really grounded energy, beautiful, beautiful energy. And this is what Spirit wants you to know that is within you right now. I like it. I'll take it. Have you noticed that everyone has gotten, I think every single reading has gotten at least 2 major arcana this week? I think. Or big important cards. Things are changing. Things are moving forward. Okay, Scorpio. Dropping cards. My Scorpio sun just came by a few minutes ago. He's the one who... Is that a nice way to look at your life? And joyful journey, you'll take it too. Yeah, me too. Not a lot of swords. He's such a Scorpio. He's such a mysterious person. He's the one with the girlfriend visiting from the UK. He's planning on moving to the UK. We thought she was going to try to move here, but not under the current circumstances, if you know what I mean, right? So he's trying to figure out how to move there because they've been dating a year now, long distance. Yeah. Adelia, you are organized sometimes and sometimes a little messy. That's okay. Okay. Scorpio. Starting out with a major arcana. Everybody's getting those major arcanas this time. Okay. Wow. All right. So Scorpio, the energy of the week for you. I know I'll have to go visit them. I know it's kind of sad to lose, when your kids move away, but it's not about me. It's about him, right? All right. So the Wheel of Fortune. This is the energy of the week. Big changes for you, Scorpio. Big changes and your fortunes changing, right? Karmic cycles changing this week for you. Have you been in a rut? Are you needing the change? Because here it is. Here it is. And the Ace of Pentacles comes along and in the cautions or the actions, right? I don't feel like this is really anything you need to be aware of, like cautious of. So we'll just say, be aware that offers could be coming toward you, right? Offers of money, a new job, a new opportunity coming your way. Also health. Let me take a sip. Yes, I'll have to go visit them. Me and Kim Carey with our children living in the UK, right? She's there now. Intuitive view. All right. What actions should you take? The Seven of Cups can bring confusion and delusion, right? Many, many choices. It's very interesting. If you're looking for a job, Scorpio, you might have more opportunities before you than you're comfortable with. Or, if this is about other opportunities in your life, you might just feel like you need to really whittle down your options. Okay, so it may be bringing a little bit of stress because it's confusing. So take that moment to, set aside. All right, you've got seven cups here. Let's put 2 or 3 aside to narrow down our options. And Spirit wants you to know that you have been feeling like you are trapped, but you're trapped by your own mind. Very scorpionic energy, right? Scorpio can really get deep in your head. And they're saying, just take off those blindfolds, take off the bindings. They're just loose anyway. You're in a trap of your own mind and of your own making. So just to see take those things off so that you can see the world for what it is, and you can just keep on moving forward, Scorpio. Big old changes, though, coming. Full steam ahead for you, Scorpio. Okay. All right. Somebody's knocking at my door. An animal, I think. All right. Who is it this time? That was no one. That was a ghost. Oops, I just wiggled my table. Sorry about that. I think it's because the windows are open in this old house. Okay, Sagittarius. We have Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. We're more than halfway over. Thank you all for hanging in there. And those who joined me late, please go back to the beginning and learn about what's the astrological energy of this week. It's pretty powerful stuff. And yes, there we go. All right, Sagittarius. Oh, John said it's a ghost. Henry is asleep on the couch. That was weird. I felt like somebody was rattling the door. But we have a window open on the other side of the house, and the window is open in here. And I think we just have and it's windy out, so I think it's just rattling. Okay. Sagittarius, you two get 3 major arcana. All right. The energy of the week. This is a week of choices for you, Sagittarius. You have to, maybe you've been thrown off balance a little bit by juggling a little too much, but you need to make some choices to sort of move out of this energy. Do I stay or do I go? Do I take the job? Do I leave? Do I stay with the boyfriend, the girlfriend, or, look for a way out? It just seems like you have a week where you really need to make some important and impactful moves and decisions. What should you be aware of this week, Sagittarius, is the High Priestess. You need to be aware of some secrets that are deep down in your heart, right? Tune into that energy to really know where it is. And this is going to help you with this decision that you need to make, right? Tap into your heart space, your intuition, to know where you want to go, what you want to do with this difficult decision that is before you. What action should you take? The Chariot, or second major arcana. It's saying, move forward, do it. I think that what this is saying with the High Priestess, which direction you need to go. You know which direction you need to go. Now you just need to do it. Now you just need to start heading forward, full steam. And what does Spirit want you to know? Again, we have a card that suggests that you really need to dig deep, to look into your heart and see what it is that your higher self wants you to know. What do you need to know? Stay out of that anxiety and provoking energy that the moon can provide. Of course, we just had that full moon right? So tap into that full moon energy. Use it to help you move forward. Okay, Capricorn. Looks like it's going to rain out here. Excuse me. Capricorn. What do we have for you? Adelia, I burned frankincense for my pendulum cleansing. That's a good idea. Really good idea. All right, Gina Fish, thanks for stopping by. We love seeing you here. It's always a good day. Thanks. See you later this week, hopefully. Okay, Capricorn. Okay. Well, Capricorn, it looks like you start the week with a little bit of, disappointment. The energy of the week might be feeling the loss of someone who's taken advantage of you, who's stolen from you, who's lied to you, cheated. Who is that in your life? Who is doing that to you? Is this somebody at work, Capricorn? Is this a family member or a love interest? What is that? What and who is that energy? What are your cautions? 3 of Pentacles. I want to say, okay, this card often denotes people working together. So there might be somebody at work, somebody who works with you or who is around you in your day-to-day, who's maybe not working for your highest interests. Yeah. Who you might just need to keep an eye on. Right. So that's the caution for you this week. Yeah. And look at the fact that this is 3 too. There may be a group of 3 of you who work on a team, or 3 of you in your family, or in a situation that you need to be aware of. Maybe it's a third person in your love life, right? That's giving you grief. What action should I take? This is the Judgment card often says you need to rise above I know, aren't they gorgeous? Thank you. You need to rise above this and really kind of see things from a completely new angle. The Judgment card is all about you 2.0, right? You need to rise from the ashes, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and come back better and stronger. And look what card we get in the outcome, and what Spirit wants you to know this week is the 10 of Cups. So we saw this before when it was reversed. This is the happy family card, super shimmery too, right? So if perhaps this situation is something with your family too, if it's not your work, it may be your family, but the Spirit wants you to know this is going to make you a happier person, a more fulfilled person when you kind of allow yourself to blossom into that new person, to metamorphosize. I don't know what the word is, into that new person. Okay, and it'll be a beautiful situation, not just for you, but for the whole family. Okay. I do love these cards, Odelia. They are so nice. And it's similar to, it is the Ethereal Visions, but they are the Luna edition. And that's why I used it today, because we just had that full moon. The Ethereal Visions, that was the book, and this is the front. And it's just so beautiful. There is another Ethereal Editions that's out there that's equally beautiful, but this one has all that shimmeriness. Okay, we're moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius. Yes, Henry's asleep on the couch. Henry's been sleeping a lot because he's been a little stressed out over all the boxes. Does anybody else have an animal that freaks out when they see boxes and suitcases and all the things? I've been trying to explain to Henry that he's coming with us. And then he injured his leg for some reason. I think that's part of his stress response to the move. Okay, Aquarius. Excuse me. Oh my. Aquarius, this might be a little tricky week. Okay. The energy of the week is this Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and receiving. Look for the help this week. They're saying this week is where you want to look out for the helpers. Who's going to help you out? Who's going to help you out? Or who can you help out? The caution of the week is don't be impulsive, right? Don't take that impulsive action. The all impulsive energy is not going to take you where you need to go. This might lead you into the wrong direction. And what actions you should take. Now, I don't think this is an action we should take, but this is the Five of Pentacles, right? If it's asking us about the Five of Pentacles is all about feeling, maybe sick or hurt, poor, out in the cold, right? You can see that card, and it has that stained glass in the background. That's supposed to denote a church. Yeah. Oh, wow. Joyful journey. I'll have to look at that in a minute. Yes, Liz, it's in Franktown. It's a castle or canyon. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, Five of Pentacles, if this is what actions you should take, it's asking you to really kind of pull yourself out of that feeling of, like recognize that you've got assistance right here with those church windows. This is reflecting the first card that says Six of Pentacles, help is there for you, Aquarius. So I don't know if this is for every Aquarian, but for those of you who need help, recognize that it's there for you, right? Don't just sit outside in the cold. Ask for help. And Spirit wants you to know that it won't be this way forever. This is the Five of Cups. So we have some difficult cards here this week for Aquarius. This is a card of sadness, of grief, of feeling really hurt and lost. The Spirit is asking you to recognize that you're not alone and this energy won't stay forever. Okay, so really kind of try to pick yourself up and remember that you have help there. And you need to take it. Castlewood Canyon. That's right, Liz. Thank you. Okay, that's the canyon. Have you ever hiked there? It's really beautiful. But this is what they're calling the Skinwalker Ranch of Colorado. It's this community that surrounds the canyon is also a ranch and a former ranch. Now it's like a neighborhood community. Joyful Journey asks, what message is Spirit telling you? Loud crashing sounds in my ears. Ooh, I don't know. Craig loves the Garden of the Gods. Now, my son, whose girlfriend's visiting, he and Jess went there yesterday and hiked around on that hot day. But it is spectacular. If you ever come out to Colorado, guys, you've got to check out Garden of the Gods. It's really spectacular. You feel like you're on the moon. Okay, Pisces and Aries. Thank you all for hanging in there with me. You guys have been so good. We're already an hour and 18 minutes in. So, oh my goodness. We've got our third sign that starts with the Lovers this week, right? Wow. We had Taurus, Gemini, and now Pisces. All right. Okay. So we start with the Lovers. The energy of the week is, again, if this is not romantic love for you, this may be just coming together, meeting of the minds with others. This is the Gemini card too. I didn't mention that when we pulled this for Gemini, but This is about coming together and communing with others, right? Partnerships, relationships, beautiful, beautiful energy. Get out there and mingle this week, Pisces. Make some connections. All right. Cautions for the week, or what you should be aware of. This doesn't feel like a caution, does it? The Ace of Cups. Kind of hard to see. It's a little too sparkly. Yeah. If there is a caution, it might mean that your emotions might be really, really high, maybe on 11, so to speak. It's a reference to Spinal Tap, if anybody's seen that movie. So watch your emotions, but this feels like really beautiful energy, so good for you. Actions you should take. This is saying take a beat, take a moment to really assess your situation and see the world around you from a different view. From a different view, right? Step off the treadmill for a moment so that you can really kind of have a different perspective. And that's nice. Yeah, it's very funny. I should rewatch that movie. Okay. And Spirit wants you to know right now that you have many, many choices, many options in your life. So this is great for you. Now, this also does feel like a very Piscean card. This is the Illusion Delusion card. You guys can get a little caught up in your in your mind and in your spirit. So make sure that you are seeing things clearly this week. But very good. Very good. Questions for SR. Let me see if I'm going to answer some questions here. Maybe I'll take a couple. The mask looks like it's flickering. Yeah, kind of does. Craig says, Scott had a question about his cat, Milo. Milo was missing the other cat, Sunny. He goes in circles around the house and cries. Oh, wow. Did his other cat die, Craig? Is this Scorpio, Scott Scorpio? Okay. Last but not least is our Aries friends. Thank you all for being patient. You're at that last. Aries isn't good about being last in line. So thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. Odelia has a Pisces North Node. I have Chiron and Saturn in Pisces in my chart. I know somebody else did a question too. We'll see. After we'll do Aries and then we'll maybe take a look. Oh, he was only 3 human years. Oh no, is that his orange kitty? I remember he had one that was orange. Okay, Aries. And just like our Scorpio friends, you too have that Wheel of Fortune. Okay, makes so much sense. We're in Aries season. You've got all these new planets entering your sign. And these are karmic changes. These are changes that we've been waiting for a long time. And now they're here. Now they're here. So this is really kind of nice for you. What should you be aware of? Well, all of the possibilities and the wonder and the hope are really available to you now. That's what you should be aware of. Yeah. Very nice. Aries. The advice for the week, the actions you should take. The 4 of Swords. This says, this is saying come off the battlefield, really step off of that, kind of like I said for another sign, step off the treadmill, or maybe that aggressive energy that Aries can be known for. Step off of that, take a little rest, meditate, go within, really take a little breather. Take a little breather this week. And if you do that, Spirit wants you to know that you have this beautiful 6 of Cups. Look at the children in here. This suggests that you'll be able to hearken back to nicer times, sweet energy, innocence, compassion, kindness. This is a really, really nice card. I love the Six of Cups. Okay, Aries. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, Aries. Odelia. Sorry. Aries sun. Yeah. Okay. Guys, I think I've been on almost an hour and a half, and I appreciate everybody's time. I don't want to take any more of it on this Sunday night, so I'm going to say good night. Thank you for your questions. Hold them for Friday if you don't mind, and I really do appreciate everybody coming by to join me. If you haven't watched from the beginning, I'd appreciate it. If you could please give me that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And everyone have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you for joining.